The Philadelphia Eagles yesterday defeated the New York Giants 28-3. A dominating win for the Eagles is something that we have all been clamoring for. But how did they get it done? Well, it's pretty simple actually, and it's something that, not to like toot my own horn or whatever, but I've been banging on the table for the team to do this. Control the clock. Run the ball. When you're playing a team that is clearly of lesser talent, and no shade at the Giants, I think they're building something fine over there, but at this point in time, the Philadelphia Eagles are a much, much better team than the New York Giants. What you need to do is impose your will on them. And some of these stats here that I just want to show off to kind of talk about exactly what they did. The Eagles' time of possession, 35-20 to the Giants, 24-40. And that's including the fourth quarter where the Eagles had Pickett out there and Drew Lock, and it was just kind of a bunch of nonsense out there. There wasn't any turnovers in this game, but in terms of rushing, the Eagles 269 rushing yards to the Giants 76. The Eagles 20 first downs to the Giants 10 first downs. Total yards, Eagles 339 to the Giants 119. Like this was, and I don't use this lightly, an absolute ass kicking from the Philadelphia Eagles. And this was something that we needed to see. Don't hear what I'm not saying. This was something that we needed to see with this Philadelphia Eagles team to believe in them. They have a Super Bowl level roster when it comes to talent, but we had yet to see it on the football field. And I get it. It is the Browns and the Giants. How much stake do you put in those wins? I don't know. But what I do know is they look dominant. I get it. The Browns win was 20-16, but again, we talked about that last week. Field goal return for a touchdown. The Eagles controlled the game. Miss me with that in the comment section. And the Eagles, again, controlled the game off of, 2 weeks off the bye week. Like I said, this team needed the bye week. Jalen Hurts, 10 of 14. Not a heavy throwing day. 114 yards, and 119.3 passer rating. It wasn't amazing by any means. He didn't need to be. Saquon Barkley. Everybody kind of laughed at the Eagles. Some people, Nick Wright, said that he wasn't going to be a weapon that was useful for this Eagles team. 17 carries, 176 yards, averaging 10.4 yards per carry, averaging a freaking first down per carry, 1 touchdown. Guy was absolutely amazing, an absolute stud. This is the Eagles' identity. Run the ball. You have a top 5 to top 10 offensive line in the NFL. You have a top 5 running back in terms of just pure talent in the NFL. Run the damn ball. And it's something that we've been calling for years now as Eagles fans, it feels like. Establish the run. You have the ability, like few other teams, maybe Detroit, and that's it, to impose your will on the ground and run the damn ball. And they did it in this game. Saquon got going early, ripped off a couple massive runs, had another 50-plus yard run, showing that explosiveness, getting to the second level, and keeping drives going. They were so dominant in the run game that on third downs in medium, they were willing to run the ball. They said, Saquon, go pick it up. And obviously there's the, revenge game factor, but it's not like the Giants got a bad D-line. Azeez Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns. And we are just running it down their face all day. All day. And it felt nice. I'm going to be honest. As an Eagles fan, this is the best I have felt coming up here on a Monday, reflecting on the game, going, you know what? I feel pretty damn good. Pretty damn proud about my Philadelphia Eagles right now because they imposed their will like we all knew that they had the capability of doing. This isn't, oh, wow, this team did this. This is what the team felt like in 2022 when they went on the Super Bowl run. There were some close games in there. If you go back and check those games, it wasn't all blowouts for the Eagles. But this is how the Eagles played football. You had your big play to A.J. Brown, but the Eagles pushed the clock, controlled the ball, imposed their will, and we're getting sacks. We'll talk about the defense in a second, but I want to just, finish up here on the offense. They ran the ball, they controlled the game, absolutely love it. Jalen Hurts made throws when he needed them. By no means is the box score an impressive stat. Also, really, by no means, if you go back and watch the game, are you going to watch that game and go, man, I am so impressed with Jalen Hurts all day. Some of the throws that he made were routine. That 4th down and 3. The touchdown to A.J. Brown to go up 14-0. That was the, oh my God, how did he make that throw? And I urge you to go back and watch it if you don't really know what I'm talking about. Jalen Hurts is getting pressure from a Giants defensive line, by the way, that leads the NFL in sacks. So it's not, some joke of a group. It's a real group. He's pressure in his face, off of his back foot, rainbows it right into A.J. Brown's breadbasket, some 35, 40 yards down the field for a 41-yard touchdown. So, but where Jalen was backed up in the pocket, it's probably like a 40-yard pass. And it was perfect. You talk about elite ball placement. That was elite ball placement to his wide receiver 1. And that is, a gut punch if you're the New York Giants. We got him on 4th and 3. We could stop him, get good field position. It's a 7-0 game. I mean, we can get right back in this. And on 4th and 3, the Eagles stick to the identity that some love, some hate, but they're aggressive. They're going to go for it, and they get it. We saw the tush push back in this game, a real weapon, brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. 2 touchdowns there for Jalen. I thought it was a really solid day. I thought Jalen Hurts looked great in his action. I thought Saquon Barkley looked excellent on the offensive side of the ball. Really, really good stuff. I wish we could have seen Devonta Smith a little bit more utilized. 1 catch for -2 yards. But, it wasn't a heavy passing day. That's for sure. Now, the defense. I know a lot of people were out on Fangio. And I told you guys in the season previews, Vic Fangio's defenses, they take 4 to 8 weeks to get going. It sucks, but with the talent we have, a lot of young guys, a lot of rookies, a lot of new acquisitions, I just need you guys to give Fangio a month or 2 and let it breathe. And when Saleh got fired, I'm not going to act like I didn't entertain the idea of potentially bringing him in. Because I thought, damn, this guy's been having top 5 defenses the last couple of years. Maybe make the call. But Fangio, this defense is roaring right now. Coming out, and again, we'll take it with a couple grains of salt because it's the Browns and the Giants. But they're doing their job at a really high level against the Browns and the Giants. Like, if you didn't watch the first 4 weeks of NFL, you would think the Eagles have a top 5 defense in the NFL because of how dominant they've been in these games. Not just good, dominant. They have dominated the last 2 games. They've been super strong at all 3 levels. The defensive line, it's getting pressure. It's getting home to the quarterback. The linebackers, Dean and Bond, are making tackles. Quinyon Mitchell. We're going to talk about Quinyon Mitchell in just a second, but the safety play, Slay has been really good. He had a couple pass breakups in this game. They've been really good. The defensive line was something I was really hugely worried about in this game. What did they finish with? Was it 8? 8 sacks. 8 sacks. 2 from Dean, 2 from Jalen Carter, 1 from Nolan Smith. Bryce Huff. Oh, hallelujah. Bryce Huff gets home back at MetLife. Josh Sweat and Jalex Hunt, in the 4th quarter, when his game is wrapped up, gets home. Have a day. And by the way now, in the last 2 games now, the Eagles defense, 13 sacks. The Eagles defense, points allowed, 12. Because we don't count that kick return touchdown on the field goal block return touchdown. 13 sacks to 12 points allowed. Haven't given up a touchdown to the Browns or the Giants. And I get it. They're not good offenses. But Malik Neighbors, we've seen him, Malik Neighbors, we have seen him move around on these teams. We have seen him be an absolute baller. Tyrone Tracy ran up and down the field on Cincinnati last Sunday Night Football. The Browns offense is kind of stinky, but they did have Amari Cooper when they played us, who for Buffalo looked pretty solid. They didn't give up a single touchdown post-bye week. Yeah, I don't know how you can't feel good about the defense. And Quinyon Mitchell. Everybody walk with me. My boy Laz, he tweeted this out. Q might be top 10 in the NFL already. I think personally, I think he's better than Slay right now. I think he's the best corner on the team. Malik Neighbors was either running from Q or the Giants were moving Neighbors away from Q. Stride for stride with Neighbors on that deep ball. Should have had his first interception last week. CJ tried to make a play. You know, we're not fighting in here, but I'm just saying. Quinyon Mitchell was the best corner pick in the draft by far. When you compare him to the other guys, you know, and I love Coop, but Coop ain't Q. Terrion Arnold ain't Q. Quinyon Mitchell is a top 10 cornerback in the NFL right now. And hey, after a 28-3 victory, the Philadelphia Eagles, we are flying high. I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to this video. Watch this video if you love the Philadelphia Eagles. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button on this video for all your Philadelphia Eagles content. Again, make sure you are subscribed. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.